Hola Pisces Sun Virgo Moons, welcome to your reading for the year 2020. Keep in mind, when you see this is when you were meant to view it. It doesn't matter the time of year, and I'm doing these in order of requests in the comments, so be sure to post yours up. First portion of this, we will go over what your sun moon traits are for your combination, and then I'll lay out the main cards. We'll take a quick look at your 2020. Second portion will be the link below to the Vimeo reading, where I'll have a deeper interpretation of the cards in addition to clarifiers. I'll be dividing the year up into 4 separate quadrants, so let's see what your combination brings for Pisces Sun, Virgo Moon. Early in life, you were probably a little bit self-conscious, and as you kind of got older in life, so as you aged, I hate the word, use the word like age, but as you did, you kind of learned lessons in life, and you began to become a little more confident, a little bit more self-assured and sure of yourself. You are very careful. You only do things that are sensible. The things that are actually great about you and are probably your assets is that you're very practical and your intuition is through the roof. So you almost have like a psychic ability, and some of you might actually have a psychic ability. Sometimes you use this because you can figure out who you can trust and who you can't trust and who you should avoid entirely. So, managing personalities is usually pretty easy for you to do. You have a very strong work ethic. Again, you probably had this during childhood. Because people in your family saw that you were really good at watching your little brother and sister or doing the chores or things like that, so they really kind of loaded you up on your obligations that you needed to do. You're very good at handling problems in life, but you stay calm while you're doing it. You tend to be a little more directed than most of your Piscean than most Pisceans, just in general. So you're a little more directed, meaning that a little more self-motivated, goal-oriented, terms like that. The big thing I have sometimes with Pisces is that they have an incredible imagination and an ability to kind of think up wondrous things, but when it comes to laying out a plan or following through or managing something, that's where they tend to fall short because they have a weakness in that area. But for you guys, you're an advantage because your Virgo comes in and kind of takes care of that, takes care of the crossing the T's and dotting the I's, should I say. You do have a tendency to be very timid, very withdrawn, very reserved. You have a huge conscience, and anytime anybody is not being treated as they should be treated, you kind of get in there and you say, this is wrong, something should be done about this. Be careful of that, because sometimes you're taking on burdens and things that you don't really need to be caught up in, situations you don't need to be caught up in, and make sure that you don't sacrifice your lifestyle, things about you, for other people, because it's easy to get lost in other people's situations than address what you need to address within yourself. Alrighty, you'll find a lot of comfort in your work. That's kind of like your go-to maybe when things are getting a little too stressful, but make sure that that is not your end all. A lot of you are actually bothered by anxiety, bothered by stress, bothered by overthinking, psychological things like that. Part of it isn't just because of you all, it's because of you're really concerned about people around you, or you're really sensitive to things that are going on with people. So if they're feeling badly, you pick up on that. If there's tension, you kind of pick up on that, especially like in a work situation. So for you guys, it's really important for you to lots of meditation, lots of introspection, lots of relaxation. Make sure you have outside interests. Don't always turn to your work to kind of get away from things. You have a strong desire to help people and get them to a better place. So anything in regards to ministering to people, ministering to the public, clergy, doctors, medicine, great combination for you guys. You also know when it comes to a romantic partner or someone to be in a relationship who's best for you. And of course, that goes back to your intuition, your attention to detail. When it comes to you being a partner, you're not a fake person. You're very genuine. You're very devoted. You're very loyal. And one of the things that you need to work on in 2020, be a little easier on yourself. Don't beat up on yourself so much. We know that you guys can set the bar really high, have unrealistic expectations, and that's setting you up for disappointment. Okay, Just be careful of that. Lower that bar a little bit more and expectations of yourself. Otherwise, let's get right to your reading. Holy Spirit, angels, divine guides, universe, can you please provide your truth, your wisdom, your clarity, your insight for Pisces, Sun, Virgo, Moons? What do you see? What do they need to know for the year 2020? Any messages that you have that can help Pisces, Sun, Virgo, Moons reach your higher ground, become closer to the universe and closer to the divine would be greatly appreciated. What do you see? What does Pisces, Sun, Virgo, Moons need to know for the year 2020? Any messages, please? Ooh. Okay. What do you see for January, February, March? Pisces, Sun, Virgo, Moons, January, February, March. Pisces, Sun, Virgo, Moons. We have the Page of Swords in reversed. What do you see for April, May, June for Pisces, Sun, Virgo, Moons? Okay, and keep in mind if this resonates, consider a personal reading. My rates, info, and email are below. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse for April, May, June. I'm also on the Instant Go app. If you need a quick answer to a question, I'll get it to you in 24 hours. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Insta. Five of Cups in the upright for July, August, September. And if you could like, share, subscribe. I also have a donation link below if you want to throw me a few pennies in support of these videos. That would be awesome. And you end the year on the Chariot in the upright. Awesome sauce. Seems like it ends well. Okay, you're starting off the year, and I don't like this because I think somebody is in your midst and they're not talking very kindly about you. This is usually somebody that kind of needs attention. They're like the gossip. They always got to talk, and they get attention through gossiping. So they really like that. I feel like you're kind of the target of it, though. I feel like they're saying things about you that aren't true. They might be saying things about you to manipulate a situation and, things in that regard. So I would be careful of this person in January, February, March. It could be this, or you could be having a problem expressing how you feel about something or a view you have about something because you're wondering how it's going to be received. And that's also a message that goes with the Page of Swords, but I won't know further until I pull clarifiers. Now we move into April, May, June. Some of you could have fertility problems. That'll be a small percentage of you having fertility issues, problem having a child or conceiving. Others of you could be still repressing feelings that you have. I know for some of you, it's that the Pisces is very sensitive, and then that Virgo moon kind of comes in like, hey, get it together. Don't kind of show anything. So that could be a carryover from January, February, March that we talked about. Ace of Cups can also be depression. We talked about that, so be careful of that. Be careful of setting yourself up for disappointment, because I do see sadness, I do see depression, I do see crying days on end, okay? Doesn't seem to get any better in the depression department or feeling sadly, because the Five of Cups talks about loss, regret, sorrow, disappointment. Both of these cards are about disappointment. So get ready in the middle of the year for something to happen where there's going to be sort of a drop, where you're going to, and the Five of Cups can actually be, it could be having to go separate ways and feeling sadly because of that, or failure, rejection, some sort of setback, whether it's financial or emotional. So hunker down for that. I often say with these readings, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. But this may need to happen because the Chariot card is here, and that's how you end your year in October, November, December, and the Chariot is very determined and very focused. So it may be a result of this. You kind of come out of this and say, you know what? I don't want to be like this anymore. I'm going to concentrate on me, because the Chariot card is very much about doing you, what your goals are, figuring out how you're going to get them, determined to get them. Some of you might be buying a new car. That's what comes along with the Chariot, believe it or not. But you're not going to compromise. You're not going to settle. So it looks like at the end of the year, you're going to get it together and be going into 2021 with a whole new attitude and a whole new kind of direction. Okay? So if this resonates, consider a personal reading and/or click to the Vimeo link below, where I'll be pulling clarifiers on this. Check out your 2019 Sun Moon readings. Those are still in my playlist if you want to check those out. And then I'm on the Instant Go app. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Please like, share, subscribe, and/or donate. I have a donation link in my description box. Otherwise, adios from Veronica Garnett. Bye.